Where to begin with this one? This is a big one. Hi, welcome back to Monsieur Balisong Reviews. Today we have the Atropos Team Fortress Spy Knife. Now this knife is a big one. The reason being I got into butterfly knives because of Team Fortress 2 back in 2008. Got my first butterfly knife in 2010, but there was always a want, a wish, a hope that someone would create the spy's knife, right? No one did. There are always horrible tutorials on YouTube on how to recreate it using the world's most, just making the ugliest spy knife you've ever seen, just a giant fat cardboard thing that's like 2 feet long. And they're like, yeah, flips just great. No. You could always order custom and spend like 600 bucks getting a Ultratech or something. That's not what I was looking to do, ever. Ever. It's not worth it. Atropos, someone who is amazing, most creative man in the knife world right now. You got Benchmade, Spyderco, Microtech struggling to come out with one Balisong model a year, if that. And when they do, horribly overpriced. Not that creative. I love the small fly too, but it's a rehash. There's nothing special about it. This man, he just put up like he comes up with like a couple new models a month, extremely affordable. He just uploaded like a hand bone carved one-off piece that he just made for fun, and he's got the Bally sword that's like 3 feet long. I love Atropos. No, he's not sponsoring this. I purchased this with my own money. So this thing, speaking of purchasing, I'm gonna do mostly just spy tricks today. This thing right now, apparently it goes for $300 on the Atropos website. It is $150 right now. A steel, full titanium. This is titanium stonewash. He left some bare raw spot where he anodized blue. You can get it pink anodized for the red team because you can't anodize red. The liners are titanium. That's not super common, and that's perfect because if these were steel, it would be too heavy. One little bit of an odd bit. We got safety torque screws. Kind of got worried about that. Went to the store and had to buy some new ones. But I'm just a huge dumbass because the pack that he sends you in the mail comes with a wrench with all the Torx bits that you need. So if you buy this and you're worried about the European screw bits, don't worry about it. He's got you covered. So yeah, I don't know where to start with this. I've been waiting about 11 years for this butterfly knife. Came up, it was about half off. I had purchased it in a second. Now it usually does come with a satin finished blade. I got the black wash blade, I requested it, and my wish was granted. But let me tell you, this thing flips amazingly. Again, I'm not going to do anything too crazy because I am over a nice table. Don't want to mess up the table. But this thing is, it's the spy's knife. Like, you're gonna be stabbing people in the back. Don't stab people in the back. But it's amazing for cosplay. Even if you don't want to do a cosplay, it's amazing just to flip around. But this is a great beginner's knife. So this is $150. You can get the training version cheaper, $125. $125 for a full titanium knife. Zen pins. Now there is no latch. That is something to note. I am happy as a clam about that. I don't like latches, but if you are a latch person, keep that in mind. There's a latch. Honestly, there's not going to be any negatives in this review. I guess okay, I'll start off with the negatives. 1. Little bit of a tap. The play is definitely acceptable. It's better than a Replicant, better than a Benchmade 42, not as good as a Kershaw Luca. Not as good as the small fly, but definitely within acceptable conditions. That's my only negative. All right, let's get to the positives. Full titanium. For the price, full titanium, amazing. Looks like the Spy's butterfly knife, amazing. Blade steel is a N690 blade steel, which is going to be a European blade steel, which is a good blade steel, nothing to complain about. 4.25 inches, I'll bring up a comparison. So of course you know me, I'm the Replicant comparison guy. I need to throw out a Replicant review so that people who don't understand can make a connection. So that extremely similar to the Replicant. Like I'd wager to say it's just a tiny bit shorter than the Replicant. That does confirm it. Just a tiny bit shorter than the Replicant. So its length is amazing because the Replicant is my gold standard. That's my kilogram standard. The weight is very nice. So this is going to be 5.3 ounces. Replicant is 4.9, making this just a little heavy to do some tricks, but it is honestly nothing to complain about. It's very similar to the Replicant. You see you got the 2 screws down here holding in the spacers, Zen pin screws, pivot screws. Very similar to a Replicant, so therefore, I mean, I'm gonna fall in love with it. And then you've got the Spy aesthetic. Just does the whole thing in for me. Honestly, this is gonna be a pretty quick review. My last positive about it, bushings. We got a bushing system. It's no bearing system, but it's bushings with washers, which are the next best thing behind bearings. And we're just gonna get right into the... Oh, one more quick thing. I've noticed since I've done 2 shorts videos on these and gotten more views than I'm used to, there's a lot of tough guys attracted to comment, say that this is dull, say that I'm not a good flipper, I don't know what I'm doing because I'm just messing around with a fake blade. No? Like, is that proof enough for you? Is that a dull blade to you? This is an insanely sharp blade. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get to it. Ergonomics, I'm giving that a 7 out of 10. Extremely basic, stripped down, right? So I gave the Luca a 6, even though it had nice textures. This has no textures, I'm giving it a 7. Why is that? So the Luca was a bit slippery, right? Like it was kind of sliding out of your hands and too heavy. Therefore, if you're flipping it or anything, ergonomics aren't that great. This is getting a 7 because of this stone wash. It stays in your hand, doesn't fall out. You're using it as a tool. It's great. A little bit of a bump there for your thumb. I love where the thumb goes. Important, very important to me. So we got a 7 out of 10. Stays in your hand. Got a good place for your hand. Flippibility. 9 out of 10. Gold standard is Replicant. This is a tiny bit heavier than Replicant, and you feel it. Some tricks, you're kind of moving it a little heavier, kind of moving your hands a little more, but it's still fantastic. 9 out of 10. Looks. That's not fair. Look at it. Perfect replication of the TF2 knife that got me into this. I'm definitely biased. It's a 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. 10. Ugh. Sure, it doesn't have any laminated steel. It's not like hand carved or anything. But simplicity is key. And this is the simplicity of the Spy's knife. 10 out of 10. Materials and finish. Giving that a 7 out of 10. We got titanium. Amazing. Titanium spacers. Amazing. The bits are a bit odd, which I would deduct, but he gave us the bits we need for it. So, no complaints there. Little bit of tap is a bit iffy. The lines for the anodization aren't perfect. So we got the 7 out of 10 for materials and finish. And that gives our highest score yet of a 33 out of 40. If you're not on the Atropos train yet, you haven't pulled the trigger, I highly recommend you do. He's got, I would say get this knife specifically, but he has so many. Just go on his website. And I just saw on his Instagram he's starting to partner with someone in the US to help shipping go quicker. But just peer through his website, follow his Instagram. He actually puts deals up on his Instagram because I got a really cool knife through one of those deals. So yeah, 33 out of 40. Atropos spy knife. One of the best knives I've purchased in a while for the price. Peace out.